think you got me? Make a move and we can see. Try to run, but the demolition has begun.
Hello everyone out there, and guess who's returned?
Me.
Hi.
No, not you, Spoop.
Me. Gets
Shut
very.
the fuck up, Spoopy. Pulls out a gun. Bang, bang, bang.
How about no?
Yes, unlike in the last two episodes that you saw, now we have Laurel back. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Whoa.
And Spoopy, you're grounded for life.
Shut up! I'm sorry I posted memes.
Dude, I can't help you. I mean, I may be Con Dad, but Con Mom has, like, all that final ruling. Anyway, last two...
They're just like Judge Judy, by the way.
Oh,
Anyway.
not again.
Like the last two episodes that we've done where I talked about how I first met Nick and how I first met who we shall never speak of again.
C. Let's call her C.
Yeah, C.
Head face?
Oh,
Sure, let's go
yeah.
with that. We're gonna talk about now one of the few friends that you guys hear me talk about a lot on all of my media. Of Julian, my fashion designer friend that helped pick out all of the costumes I pick out for Let's Do Art and for the upcoming series of Marauders reviews.
Son of a bitch.
So, how did I first meet Julian? That is quite frankly the most innocent story I could ever tell you guys about my whole entire life history.
Oh?
And that is saying a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, Laurel
It's
is
okay,
a vet
Vince.
to this show. She knows all of the weirdness that happens.
Oh, yeah.
I heard the She Who Shall Not Be Named story, and it is.
No, that...
It's something.
No. See, when I first met Julian, it was right after I've known my long-term best friend of Levi since we were in diapers. We're basically the Rugrats of real life. So,
Did one of them actually carry a screwdriver, by the way?
that was me.
Why is this my life now?
So, me and Julian are around, say, 8 years old. I'm not in the place I'm never going to talk about again. And we are trying to get me rehabilitated with not looking over my shoulder to see, oh, this is going to be me branding you. This is me about to literally cut you open to see what your organs look like. Oh, this is me putting you in the fireplace. So,
Yeah.
trying to get me just like, okay, Vince, you don't have to look over your shoulder to see if you're going to die in about a few seconds. It's all good. You're in America. I'm like, really, man? America? You mean where an idiot is president? At the time, Bill Clinton was president, for all of you that don't know. We're really gonna say I'm safe here. In America. With an idiot in office. I'm saying that now, and I'm just like, come to think of it, if I were to go to my past self, I'd be like, you're really saying this now when the current president is a rejected Oompa Loompa.
Pretty much.
You had it made, young Vince. You had it made in the shade. So, we're just trying to get myself accumulated, and then all of a sudden, I meet the one person that honestly tried to teach me how to be a Boricua to its fullest. Of Julian Horngold, a fellow Boricua.
What is a Boricua?
It's slang for Puerto Rican. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm partially Spanish. Like, I'm partially everything, so it shouldn't be that much of a surprise.
And here you have a part Portuguese person here. Hello.
Oh yeah, we got two Spanish people in this bitch. Show the proud flag of all things Spanish.
Yes. All of them.
All of them. Anywho, aside from me admitting that I'm partially Boricua, the way I met Julian is a lot more pleasant than any of my friends ever. We're walking through Central Park. Stop before you all assume the worst. It wasn't a Home Alone scenario where people are gonna mug us and kill us. This was back when Central Park meant it was safe to go in the middle of broad daylight. So calm your tits. So I'm meeting Julian in Central Park, just at one of the local duck ponds with him, his tia, his tío, and his abuelita, where they're just trying to feed the ducks. So far it's innocent, right? How many of you guys are assuming the worst is gonna happen?
Me. But again,
I'm sitting here, I already know the answer.
Sip soda.
Anyway, me and...
Consider it being hot chocolate, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Anyway, me and Levi are just walking over, and I'm just still kind of freaking out, all paranoid, just like, oh, those fucking ducks, man. Those fucking ducks. They're looking at me. They're looking at me. Those ducks, man.
Pick your eyes out.
They're gonna like eat my eyes or something. Like, dude, relax, relax, relax.
They're just ducks.
They're just ducks, man. And
They're just quacking.
And Julian comes over just like, excuse me, is your friend okay? He seems a little bit unnerved, a little bit out of whack right now. And I'm just like, dude, keep him away from me. Keep him away. I can't trust him. Maybe he has like a radar sensor or like some kind of stuff. He may leave me back to my... No, I can't go back. Can't go back. Like, dude, chill! Me at 8 years old, I was very paranoid and very much afraid. For a lot of good reasons. So, Julian then brings me over to his tío and tía, and they're just like, oh, he looks so sad. Those eyes. Those poor little eyes. And they're just saying in pure Spanish to one another, it's like, just saying to each other about what is going on, why is he all spooked, blah, 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 blah. And then, I'm gonna stop real quick. Who thinks it's gonna turn out really bad?
I don't know what's gonna happen. You're Vince.
Riku?
Let's see. I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen.
Laurel?
Do you really need my answer for this?
No. So,
Dude,
Because my jar's empty. I'm sorry, I don't give any fucks.
I know. So we're then just taking a cab to their little, I guess, hostel that they're staying at for the time being, because Julian was still living in Puerto Rico at the time. And all we just did was just sit around having soup, where the family was just trying to talk to me, just like, this is what the outside world is like. Because apparently Levi in the cab was like, I should tell these strangers about my entire best friend's entire struggles and all the torture he went through since the day he was born.
Oh no.
I'm like, to this day, even if Julian was alive, I'd be like, dude, that was still not cool. No one needed to know that. No one needed to know that I was peeing blood until I was 5. So, they're just still going like, this is the world. This is the president. This is an orange man. No, as I'm saying this, Donald Trump was just a businessman. And then they're just saying all this stuff to me where throughout the night...
remember when he was that?
Yeah, they were just trying to go over all this stuff with me, just like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine. And Julian decides to then just spend the entire night with me and Levi, just trying to go over all the stuff in the world book, like all the stuff we could do. That eventually we did end up doing, like going all over the world, meeting all these people, blah blah blah, all that boring shit that I'm kind of sick of reliving. And then we just end the night just me sneaking out of nowhere to just run away from New York City to end up in Virginia.
Who must be in Virginia?
I'm not gonna say what happened in Virginia that led me to where I'm living now, but I will say that poor bastard and his family still don't know. So, years go by. I don't hear from him until I'm around 13, when I'm still dating Jade, who Laurel knows a lot about from one of the stories.
Oh yeah.
And during the time I'm meeting Julian again, his English is fantastic, and he's getting a full-blown scholarship to then become a fashion designer for all these people. Like, even Vivian Westwood, one of my favorite gothic fashion designers in the world.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Really?
Dang. I mean, I'm a major goth fashion.
I know. When he found me, he was just like, dude, I was trying to look for you for years. What happened? Last time I saw you, you were all shaking. Now, oh, who's this beautiful woman here? And are those real?
Actually, almost every guy that goes up to a girl with ginormous breasts, are those real? And my simple answer, they
You
feel
tell
real.
me, bud. You tell me. You tell me, bud. You tell me.
So
Last
then,
time I checked, they jiggle.
so then
I
we're
don't
just
know,
trying to
they
catch up over the last couple of years about how him and his family moved from Puerto Rico to then live all the way in New York City, how he got on this fashion program at the early age of 9, because he made his own clothes from the time he was 7 all the way to where he is now. The guy is a genius. So how many of you guys still believe something bad's gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
Riku?
I still have a sneaking feeling.
Laurel?
I give 0 fucks. My jar is empty still.
Okay. So as we're just talking, catching up, we then meet Julian's now wife of Rosanna. Now, for all of you guys that are thinking, oh, it's like the Emil effect. No. Think like all telenovela shows where it's like all romantic music with roses falling out of nowhere as the choir is just singing at the praises. That is what Julian actually described how he looked at his now wife for the first time. And surprisingly, I wasn't the one that set them up. He was just like, bro, I just need one favor. I'm like, what is that? I would just set the scene for you guys before anything happens. We're at this small little lake where only 5 people and a dog are just laying around.
Doggo and Popper.
He decides that for the brilliant idea, he needs to pass out like he can't breathe. And I'm like, oh shit, hold on, does anyone know CPR? Because I can't put mouth to mouth to my best friend. All of a sudden, Rosanna just comes prancing out, just like, I know CPR. I'm a trained nurse. I'm like, what? You're trained? How old are you? I'm 14. What? Oh,
Actually,
what?
that's common in New York, to be honest with
No,
you.
she's not from New York. We're in Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. Well, either way, it's actually very common. I know like
And
5 trained nurses that were trained before she was.
No, but when she meant trained, she actually showed she had an RN license.
Smart girl, then.
I'm like, holy what? Hold up. What? Well, I'm still questioning life. She didn't just saves Julian, who then just looks at her just like, oh, I'm feeling more alive now that I've met you, my darling lunar sunlight.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Every girls, watch out.
And then he proceeds to start dating her. They end up getting engaged at 15, 16, around like 2-3 years of being together. And then getting married at 17 with the worst wedding story ever. This is still going in with me and Julian being best friends though, but this is the thing that kind of was the one moment that made me want to actually hurt Julian. See, he's been planning his wedding to go all the way back to Puerto Rico just to have him and his wife live there in a prosperous life before living in Costa Rica now for more fashion jobs. Because after they got engaged, he got Rosanna to be a model. Surprise, surprise, I don't know why. Where he sets up the wedding, we didn't know this until the day of, to be a wedding where we're outside with the rain coming down on all of us.
On the weather.
I think he wants that cheesy scene where the rain drips down on you, and not where it's the vows, but when the guy's confessing his love to the girl.
No, not even like that. Like, we're all standing there waiting for the bride and groom to show up, and we're outside where it's pouring raining. And then he and Rosanna just come up from a stretch limo looking prima as fuck, just like, oh, you ought to made it to the rain wedding. I'm like, you son of a bitch. This tux that I rented cost $2 million. You son of a bitch! I will choke you out! To all of you wondering how I got $2 million, the answer to that question is you don't want to know.
The answer of this question is none of your business. Smiles. Smiles in fear and discomfort.
I got a loan of $2 million.
So anyway, that was
I may have been abused.
from that moment on, Julian learned a valuable lesson of not pissing me off. But after that, we kind of cemented our friendship for a long period of time, because that wedding kind of made us actually come together. Just like, you know, after all these years, Vince, you never once told me why you ran away. I'm like, dude, the honest answer to your question is, I was scared of happiness. Your family looked very happy, and I didn't know what happiness was until I found a family to live with. They don't know I'm just living with them. They don't know I'm not really their son. But that was the only time I actually knew love and happiness. And to see that from your family scared me. And he ended up crying a lot of tears from there, and then we just cemented our friendship that for a lot of people were like, I thought you guys were best friends for years. You just look like you've been together for a long time. It's like, we kind of have, actually.
In a way, yeah.
But, yeah, that is basically how I met and became best friends with my favorite fashion designer friend of Julian, who at this moment in time is being contracted to do a certain design for Vera Wang that I have no idea what it is.
Well, I wish him luck on that.
He won't get credit for it, though, because I doubt he wants credit for any of his designs.
Well, still, wish him luck.
I do too. I do too. And you guys were expecting the worst for a pretty tame story.
I actually literally did not give a fuck about it, so...
No, I'm talking
care.
about Riku and Spoopy. You guys are just like, I'm expecting the worst to happen.
Well, then again, I did also listen to your other tame story, which was not as tame as this one, but Jade. The Jade story was pretty tame, if you think of it in a way.
In a way.
In a way, yeah, it was. It's like one of those. It had its ups and downs moment.
Mostly downs, but
Mostly downs.
Nope.
Downs.
I'm gonna go first to the veterans' thought on how I met Julian. Like, what is your takeaway from this life story?
I'm gonna say this. The fact is, how you first met him, you were afraid, but you grew to act. But the next couple times you saw him, you're like already had an idea what love and happiness looked like. So you're not in a way afraid. So I liked it. I liked it.
Same here.
Riku, since you're a regular now. Oh.
Second year veteran.
Well, I was gonna stop here, guys, but you know what? This whole thing needs a little bit of a weird factor. So how about another double feature for you all?
And go. And now, why don't we calm down?